There's a pretty bad one right here. There's the other side of that. And oftentimes the cracks will be on the rear wheel, because that's the wheel that's being subjected to all the torsion from the pedaling and so forth. And they will not tell you about that. You will just end up finding out. I was able to reason with this seller and get a decent partial refund. There's some other bad news too. You can see as I'm pumping up this tire, there's a bulge right here. It's getting worse and worse. It could totally blow out at any moment. Common thing on eBay if you buy a used wheel set is that the tires will be dry rotted. They will probably be flat when the seller is showing the pictures of them, and they won't tell you that they're bad. They'll just put them in the picture, but usually they're useless. This is a new old stock Bontrager race light, and it does have eyelets, so it might be a stronger situation. There are no washers under these nipples. That would have helped strengthen it somewhat. And you can see that both of these are asymmetric rims. You can see that those spoke holes are farther to the right than to the left. Once the spokes are sufficiently loose, I just zip tie the rims together so I can do a direct transfer. I've got them lined up correctly. Now, some wheel builders do not use tension gauges for the spokes. They just pluck the spokes, and if they like the sound of them, then they just go with it. Now you're going to have more tension on the drive side because of the angle of the spokes. And that's the purpose of this asymmetric rim design, is to try to alleviate some of that. You can hear the spokes on the non-drive are a little bit less. I did end up adding washers into there. You can see that the spokes are sticking up beyond the heads of the nipples. That's not ideal, but I wanted to make use of the spokes I already had instead of buying brand new ones. I'm getting kind of close though to the end of the threaded portion of the spoke. At that point you would not be able to adjust the nipples properly anymore. But I think this is going to work. And I'll just get that Shimano spline SRAM cassette on there. It actually works better if you use two hands instead of holding the camera with one hand. Are tires really worth it in 2025? Let's have a side-by-side comparison. Training bike versus racing bike. Look how smooth the bearings are.